Pedals and Effects Tremolo. I don't want to call it Tremolo War. Let's call it a Tremolo Shootout.
No. It's just fun with tremolos.
Fun with tremolos.
In war, it's like war is just sad, you know.
No, it's not when it's playtime. Like you play video games, there's always war going on in video games. That's not
then
sad.
There's just death and destruction. This is just fun. This is fun with tremolo.
Enough of this semantics. We're going to go into, we have 5 tremolos, 5 very, very, very different tremolos. I don't even know why we're doing this. This is like way more complicated work than we ever asked for. And being that there's... Like,
here's why we're doing it.
We're doing it
because I woke up this morning and on my way to the studio, I was like, it'd be cool to do a video on some tremolo pedals because we have so many. That's why.
Damn, see the genius that goes behind Pedals and Effects? Like you're just laying there in bed going, I'm going to make a tremolo video. Mm-hmm. So why don't we pick the most complicated and then one simple one? So I think that's cool.
Right.
So this one seems complicated and big.
This is the Dwarfcraft Twin Stags. I think it came out, actually I don't know, I think it maybe around NAMM, but I played it around NAMM and it's really cool. It's a dual tremolo with shaping capabilities for the different.
It's really not complicated.
Waveforms. It's not. I mean, well, there's CV on it, and there is. This is either complicated or can be simplified. All these kind of are that same way. They all take the signal and chop it up, but there's extra switches and weird fucking things. So, there's a lot going on.
Okay.
Twin Stags.
And then we have one that's the smallest little dude is the Keeley DynaTrem, which is a tremolo based on DynaTrem.
Dynamics. So you can set this one to the depth is, depends on how hard you're playing, or the rate is how hard you're playing. And this also has other options. There's a reverb and there's like a filter section on it, but we're not going to worry about that, just tremolo. But lots of neat stuff out of that one.
Okay, the most complicated is the Chase Bliss Gravitas analog tremolo. It's analog, but with the digital brain. But as you can see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 knobs, 3 3-way switches, another 3-way switch down here, 2 foot switches here. One's just a bypass,
and then 10,000 dip switches.
So we're gonna just scrape this. If you're into really getting into tremolos, that thing is bananas.
I've never played it before, but I mean this stuff scares me. This is like nerd shit, which is good. You probably have tons and tons of nerd shit around here, but I'm just saying.
Right. Well, check out that DoD 201 right there. It's a 1 knob pedal. I like those sometimes, but then sometimes I want to nerd out and have a billion.
Yeah, obviously, but I'm just saying, like this is like doing math homework.
Okay. So if
you want to read about this,
you want to for sure.
You want to get the manual and actually understand, which it's like I do that with some pedals, and like I'll literally sometimes just be like, okay, tonight I'm going to spend 3 hours and learn how to work this pedal. Sometimes you want to do that, sometimes you don't want to.
Yeah, it just depends. If you hear something in your head that I go, what I hear in my head is a tremolo effect, but I don't know if I can get it out of the Boss PN2. Well, then you get this pedal and you're probably 99% chance you're going to get that tremolo sound that you heard in your head, because it does everything. And then we got the mighty Earthquaker Devices Nightwire, the new one that they released at NAMM, right?
It's a harmonic tremolo.
Tremolo.
So this, it's basically kind of like splits your signal into like a low pass and a high pass, and then it has filter settings on it. And also dynamic.
Dynamic as well, right.
So there's kind of a lot under the hood on this one, sort of, but you can get just classic, nice tremolo sounds out of it also. It's like the Fender Brown face.
Yes.
That's right.
And
there's some of that in this guy too.
Right.
I mean, again, it's like you could get, we're just talking about taking the signal and fucking cutting it up.
Yes.
But there's a lot.
There's a billion ways you can chop up.
Because there's the different way, like how it chops it up, and like how you ramp it, or if it's a sawtooth, or you know what I mean, or square wave, or whatever. That's all this shit has all those. So
right. And even this old dude, this is the Boss Tremolo PN2 stereo. I never used it in stereo, so it's this the basic switches right here. 1, 2, 3, 3 different settings or 4. I think it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 4. I used it on tour, and it's grimy and it sticks a little. So,
and it chops, right?
It chops hard. I love it. That's the one I did all my early like helicopter sound videos on. Wow, look at it. Even my BC adapter's a little tweaky. Right. I gotta get in there and fix that.
I know you recommended this to my bass player in my band,
yes.
and he grabbed this and he really liked it.
I think a lot of guys that heard like it's like literally, I've used this pedal way too much on the Vato Negro debut record. It's called Bumpers, and when you hear that record, by the end you're just like, man, I wish you would have got off that fucking tremolo, because I used the shit out of it. But it's just because I love the way it chopped up anything that had a shit ton of gain in the front going into this, and it just cuts it up, makes it sound like you're transforming on turntables. So you can't really do much else. You'd have to lean over if you want to adjust your rate. You know, it doesn't have like all these beautiful things here where you can tap tempo the rate.
Oh, not only that, that's got tap tempo. There's fucking expression. This has 2 expression
pedals
options.
There's 2 tremolos.
2 tremolos. Right. This is dynamic. This is dynamic. You know, this is expression. So I mean, again,
and MIDI and
right, MIDI. I don't even know.
Yeah, we don't do
CV, that. Like all that crazy shit. I mean, basically, what that means is like for non-guitar players. Well, for guitar players, but just nerd shit.
When you're rocking into synths.
Yeah,
modular, get that.
Yes.
Yeah, you got a synthesizer, MIDI synthesizer you want to run tremolo through and control the tempo with the time, right. MIDI, blah, blah, boom, do that. This is like more guitar player world, and so is this. So
right, total guitar player world plus
synth world.
Yeah. Oh, what? I guess we do that with all this.
Fuck it. What about this? Straight up.
That's old school.
Gangster.
That's 90s old school.
Yes, gangster PN2. So we're gonna blast through. We're just going to get sounds that we like and bump them through these things, and I think that's the best way, because there's a billion other videos that will explain every element of this or whatever, and you can go watch those. We just like doing what we do with them, and here we go.
Well, you know what that's called?
What?
Nerd shit.
Nerd shit part 2.
What do you got going on over here?
This is what I got going on. This is a modified microsynthesizer, modified by the guy who created it. It was the guy who was from EMS Synthesizers. Bought it on eBay for $350. I've done a pedals and effects video on it before. This thing rules. And so this ruling microsynthesizer is going to go into the tremolos. The setting I have on the microsynth is so you can hear me kind of swell in and swell out. So when we hit the dynamic parts of a couple of the tremolos that have dynamic, you should hear it ramp up. Like it'll start slow, speed up as the envelope in here evolves, and then when it starts to decay because of the start frequency and the stop frequency, it should theoretically make the tremolo slow down again. So here's without any tremolo. Oh, duh. And here's without any microsynth. Now with the microsynth. So you're hearing it going open up, and that's the output is obviously not going to be as strong as the peak of the full effect.
What you're saying is on the dynamics,
right?
These 2 guys, which work with dynamic
right.
stuff, basically it should react to the volume swells of the microsynth.
Correct.
That's some scientific shit right there.
So you'll hear the speeds, but with this one, you'll just hear the envelope come in at the whatever it's clocking at right there. I use this. This is basically the Vato Negro one. This with the fuzz and the CS2 in front of it. So it'd be CS2, Sovtech fuzz, this pedal into it. We could do that, but it'd be so much friggin' noise, but it sounds heavy. But we're gonna just use this microsynth into this. So here we go. Ready? That's a PN2. You can hear that exact sound all over the first Vato Negro record available at Bandcamp. Anyway, so that you can. I just love the way the envelope on this starts to going. You know, when it starts going, the filter starts shutting it down. you hear that happen in the tremolo, and I love that. So that's why I used it so much on that record. So now let's see if we can actually hit some DynaTrem on this. Oh, we want this on. Here we go. Let's speed that up a little. Very, very subtle, but you can hear it come in slowly and then it starts speeding up. So let's try a different shape. All right, let's go to the Nightwear. You really hear it on that one. That one's crazy, son. That's awesome. What? How about that? That's a Nightwear. That thing killed right there. Okay, let's try bends.
Pretty awesome
pattern. That's a super tight pattern. Cool, cool, cool. All right.
That's these two guys fighting each other. So
yeah, and it created that really cool rhythm.
Yep.
So now we're headed into fucking unknown man land with the Gravitas. So here we go.